podcasts out there, but only one with this kind of energy.
Welcome to EVP Show Recaps, Predictions, Sports. Let go, show recaps, predictions, sports.
In one podcast.
Welcome to EVP Show Recaps, Predictions, Sports. Let go.
What is going on, everyone? It's the EVP from the EVP Show and the Golden Boy of DWE, and I am now live. This is a brand new episode. Welcome to Sunday Scoops with the EVP. That will be a weekly episodic show, 6 p.m. Eastern time every Sunday, unless there is a PLE. We are streaming live on the EVP show on Miami the Greats X, as well as also on my X account. Hope you guys enjoyed your Saturday as much as I did. Yeah, so I'm gonna give it a minute or so. Try to let some people get in here. Because this is what this is all about. It's all about the scoops. So I don't want to go into getting started on it until everyone is in here. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed your Saturday. I know I did, and today has been great. Watching a little football, a little hockey. I've been winning a little bit of money, so yeah, it's been a good day. Been a good day so far. Some crazy games in the NFL today. Yeah, it's been wild. Week 18, kind of expected though. So yeah, it looks like we got getting some people in here. So I'm just sending out the link to a couple of people. Try to get some people in here. So yeah, welcome everybody to the EVP show, Sunday Scoops. Yeah, people are starting to pour in, so I guess we're gonna go ahead and get started. So, like I told you guys, the first or Friday night when we were talking about how Sunday Scoops was going to work, I'm gonna spend the first 30 to 40 minutes or so just putting out scoops and putting out rumors and putting out factual information, and then if we have enough people on the stream, hopefully we do, then I will shout out to the wise man for reposting the stream. Hopefully we won't have enough people. If not, then like I said, I'm not going to be answering any more DMs on X. This is your time. Since this is being live streamed on X and on YouTube, this is your time to come into the stream or ask your questions on X for the last 30 minutes, and I will answer your questions at that point in time. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. How you doing, Bento? Good to see you. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. Appreciate the repost. We're gonna go ahead and get started on some stuff. So let's just break down a few things. So the injury to Dominic Mysterio, WWE has released information that Dominic Mysterio is out indefinitely. The medical reports came back that Dominic Mysterio didn't suffer anything. He didn't tear anything or anything like that. So we're not looking at a long absence for Dominic Mysterio. So we could see him sometime, in between now and the Royal Rumble. I'm thinking maybe he'll be out for a couple of weeks or something like that. So that's good news for Dominic Mysterio fans, for sure. Michin, I haven't gotten a full update on her yet, but she injured her shoulder at a house show. I think it was this past week or this past weekend, something like that. And then Sheamus as well underwent shoulder surgery. Also, some big news, which Adam Pearce kind of already dropped it. As a teaser, I kind of talked about it on the SmackDown recap as well. Chris Jericho has been signed by the WWE. They just haven't, come out and said it, but he teased it on his Raw video that he does every week. And so, yeah, look for. I really feel like Chris Jericho could. I'm going to go out on a limb because it's Sunday Scoops and say we see Chris Jericho tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw. Because rumors are circulating as of right now. Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton could be the play for Royal Rumble, as well as CM Punk going up against Chris Jericho. So I know a lot of people are saying LA Knight against Punk at Royal Rumble, but I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think we're going to, with what happened to LA Knight by Bronson Reed and Logan Paul and all them, then I don't feel like they're going to bring him back that this soon. So I do think LA Knight does make his return at the Royal Rumble. We have a lot of big shows coming up. Some NXT news that I kind of broke into GC. Britt Baker. It's not 100% official, but I'm just going to put it out there as a possible. We could see her. We could see Britt Baker at the end of New Year, or not at the end of New Year's Evil, but after the JCJ and Kendall Gray match. I know that she is apparently coming over to WWE as well. So yeah, let's talk about the Rock, Cody, Roman Reigns situation. Before we get to that, I'm going to give you my early predictions for the Royal Rumble. It's being said right now that the early favorite to win the Royal Rumble on the men's side is going to be in the men's side going to be Roman Reigns, which makes the most sense. Also, expect to see the Tribal Chief. He's been out for a little while, so I would expect to see him tomorrow night at Barclays. I do think that Roman could play a part in Brian Breakker losing the title. So I expect fully to see Roman Reigns tomorrow night. I know a lot of people are saying it's going to be LA Knight. I don't think so. I think that we're going to see Roman, and then possibly we could see Chris Jericho afterwards. Chris Jericho will be on Raw tomorrow. Adam Pearce already kind of confirmed it without confirmed it, but I already said it Friday as well on the EVP SmackDown recap. So, but on the women's side, so it was also reported, it was also reported by several people that, and we saw this a couple of weeks ago, that Liv Morgan and Stephanie Valcourt did a heavy tease. So I feel like they're not going to do that right now. They're going to do a slow build for that. So Liv Morgan has came really close several times for winning. She's finished runner up a couple of times at the Royal Rumble. So my pick tonight, or my pick, and along with a lot of other people's pick, is for Liv Morgan to win the Royal Rumble. And then they're gonna really like milk it and have Liv Morgan probably face Stephanie Vaquer at WrestleMania. Stephanie Vaquer is not dropping the Women's World Championship until WrestleMania. I know that a lot of people are wanting to see Stephanie Vaquer against Rhea Ripley and Stephanie Vaquer against Becky Lynch, but those matches are going to come. Stephanie's still young and still fairly new over in the main roster. Also, I would look for some sort of shenanigans in the Rhea Ripley Io Sky. From what I was told yesterday morning, look for some shenanigans in the Io Sky versus the Kabuki Warriors tomorrow. I don't think there's going to be a title change with that. Unfortunately, what I do believe, though, is that Becky Lynch is going to beat Maxine Dupree, which I don't really like it. I don't like the booking. I think they've been building her up. So I feel like, that's going to be, I don't know. They've been doing a really good job of building her up for her just to drop the title. So I feel like that's kind of, I don't know, kind of taken away from the purpose of her. I was kind of hoping that, the tag titles were going to change, but the tag division is being built up so good that they're probably going to end up doing some sort of like fatal four-way. I mean, maybe they could push for something like that at the Elimination Chamber or a Royal Rumble or something like that. But I think the reason why they're wanting Becky to get the title back is simply just because, which I said this Friday, it doesn't necessarily need the title, but and I'm going to get to this in a second, but AJ Lee, Becky Lynch at WrestleMania for the Intercontinental Championship is the current plan. I think that's I don't think it needs a title, though. I really don't. I don't think it needs a title. I think that that's a match they could have done without the title. I thought Becky was just going to elevate the title and like have Maxine and the younger talent like Lyra or other stars like come up from NXT, elevate that championship. But I don't know. As of yesterday, that's what the plans are. Becky versus AJ Lee at WrestleMania for the Intercontinental Championship. Like I said, it was also SAP reported this, I believe, yesterday, where they were talking about how WWE posted that AJ Lee signed a full-time contract. So let's touch on that a little bit. I feel like the full-time contract is, I don't know. It's kind of odd on how that works because she's a top merch seller, but she's not working full time. So like I don't know why. But there's a lot of stars, like big stars. You have the Roman Reigns and several other ones that. I mean, Cody, he works all the time, but there's several big stars that don't work every single event or every single Raw, every single SmackDown, but I consider them full time. So that is wild. I mean, I believe it. As far as, you know, what Sap said. I mean, she's not working full time, but she's a top merch seller. And when she shows up, like, the fans go crazy. So, like, it's either like having her part time working the schedule that she's working now, or not having her at all. So, like, I think we're satisfied with, you know, what we have now from AJ Lee. But look for an AJ Lee Becky Lynch match at WrestleMania. Let's talk about a little bit about the NXT stars. Obviously, we've seen Trick Williams debut, or he's gonna have his debut match on SmackDown this week against Rey Fenix. They've been really hyping up Obafemi. So Obafemi is going to be he's gonna get a Braun Breaker, if not more, type push. I look for Obafemi to be like big in the Rumble. I think that he's not gonna win the Rumble, but he's probably gonna like have he's gonna have the most eliminations or something like that. But I definitely can see Obafemi. I'm definitely can see Obafemi winning the or having a match at WrestleMania. Also Javon Evans. I'm not 100% sure which brand he's gonna be on, but I think he could float between both. Obviously Joe Henry has been assigned to the main roster. Look for Sol Ruka to come up. I feel like, you know, Sol Ruka, they're gonna push her. Just because I don't know, I just feel like that's probably the big plan. They had her beat Bailey at Saturday night's main event. They are going to call some more people up. I know they're talking about JC Jane and Fatal Influence. I don't see that happening right now, but they do need to add some women to the SmackDown roster as well. So, you know, it is 3 hours now. So I do feel like that would be a good plan. Maybe a Lola Vice. And then I don't know from there. Like I said, we got Obafemi, Javon Evans, Trick Williams. And yeah. So let's talk about anybody have any questions on the call-ups before I move on. Joe Henry's probably going to be working SmackDown. I've heard Javon Evans is going to be on Raw, but I do feel like they're going to call up some more ladies while onto the SmackDown roster. So if no more questions, okay, I am your number one call up. Shout out to After the Slam podcast. He's the number one call up. So After the Slam, I'm going to be joining the NXT roster. So shout out to After the Slam. I guess After the Slam is going to be yeah, I love that for After the Slam. So let's talk about the big elephant in the room. And that's Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes and The Rock. So it's been reported that I'm not even going to say their name because, well, it's been reported that The Rock is going to show up at WrestleMania 42 and help Roman Reigns win the Undisputed Championship, as well as have Roman Reigns win both of the title the title is back again. I don't think that. I don't know. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I'm going to go into it a little bit. It has been reported that The Rock is a serious consideration to have him work WrestleMania 43 in Saudi Arabia, because they are spending like 200-300 million on that. So I think that doesn't make any sense for The Rock to help Roman Reigns win the title and then turn around and face him at WrestleMania 43. I think that would be the absolute dumbest thing that they could do. I think would be terrible booking. Why would he turn around and help him beat Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania and then face him at 43? So the best thing for the best way for the story, and many big, huge content creators have done streams about this, the best way for this to turn out is to have The Rock come to WrestleMania 42, and basically stab Roman Reigns in the back. I mean, I think that is the biggest move there. Like, why would we have Roman Reigns go to WrestleMania, have The Rock help him, have Roman win both belts again, which is taken away from other talent, and then we have Rock Roman at 43 for the title? That match does not need a world championship, folks. It just don't. I'm sorry. I'm a Roman fan myself, but that match does not need the title. It just doesn't. So I'm here to tell you, I don't think that's happening. I think Rock Roman is happening. I just don't think that Rock is going to help Roman beat Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 42. I think that would be absolutely backwards ass booking and absolutely terrible. Saudi Arabia is spending like what, $200-300 million. They're going to pull out all the stops when it comes to having those big matches. I guess the only concern, Andrew Baydala posted it as well on his X. He's always really good, accurate with information. So shout out to Andrew Baydala. The only concern right now is like The Rock, whether they want to do it at Saudi, or do they want to do it, or do they want to do it at WrestleMania? I think that it makes the most sense for me if they do it at WrestleMania 43 in Saudi Arabia. That's going to be The Rock's last match. The High Chief against the Tribal Chief. It doesn't need a title. Cody, that's when we can get that Cody heel turn. Is having The Rock come down there and cost Roman Reigns a match, and Cody finally admits to selling his soul. So I think that's the way they're gonna go with this. So any other reports? I mean, you can clip my YouTube stream if I'm wrong, but I'm telling you, if they go the other way, it doesn't make any sense at all whatsoever. WrestleMania 43 in Saudi is going to be huge. You're going to see a lot of people you probably don't expect to see. They're going to pull out all stops for that. I do expect Roman Reigns versus The Rock at WrestleMania 43 in Saudi Arabia, but I don't think it's for a championship. I do believe that Cody Rhodes is going to go to WrestleMania with the championship as well. So let's just put all that down, that to bed, as far as that goes. So yeah, that was a lot to touch on about the Roman stuff, because I've seen several reports in Discord that the Roman's winning both belts. Now, I do feel like Roman is going to win the Royal Rumble, and I do think he does go on to challenge Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. And then the biggest one of them all is, a lot of people are going to be surprised about this. I originally thought it may be Randy Orton that would be the one to help Cody Rhodes, but after the segment they did Friday, I feel like that it's not going to be. I don't feel like it's going to be Randy that helps Cody. Everybody's like, oh, well, how are they going to get in a cage? Like, how are they going to be able to get in a cage? Well, very simple. I mean, it's just because it's an old school cage don't mean that nobody can get in there. I know Drew's like, oh, nobody's getting in or out, but trust me, that's just not how that's going to work. I feel like I'm going to put this out here, and hopefully we clip it. Jacob Fatu, he's been out for a while. He had some surgery done to his mouth. So he's been out for a while. Jacob Fatu had something going on with Drew McIntyre before he went off to have the surgery and all that stuff done to his mouth. Jacob Fatu is going to be the one to cost Drew McIntyre. And I mean, you're going to see an Obafemi Drew McIntyre match as well, but I do feel like that Jacob Fatu is going to be the one to cost Drew McIntyre next Friday. So anybody that thinks Drew's winning, he's not. I mean, I guess they could swerve me, which that would be the biggest swerve of them all. For me, I don't see it happening. Cody Rhodes is on all those commercials, sitting at the poker table with Brock and Roman and Punk and Paul Heyman. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Why would they put Cody on that commercial? I mean, why would they have him drop the title and then turn around and win it back at Royal Rumble? Like, that's stupid. That's just terrible booking. I know everybody's like, oh, well, you know, we need to, Drew's getting buried, but this, you guys got to think, this is the same storyline that we did with Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens. I think that's, you know, I think that's the most likely outcome. Drew McIntyre is just going to lose again. I don't think he's buried by no means. Drew McIntyre is delivering on everything Hillish. Like, everything that he's doing Hillish, he's delivering. And also Cody Rhodes, when his back is pushed against the wall, when he's not acting like a politician or he's running for president, and you see how he's acting now, like, that's the Cody Rhodes that we definitely want to see. So if you think Drew's winning Friday, you're wrong. He's not, unless they just fully swerve me and make a change in between now and Friday, but I highly doubt it. I do think that Cody retains. He goes on to Royal Rumble. I think we could see a Cody Randy Royal Rumble match, and then AJ, not AJ, CM. Sorry, what the hell am I talking about? Phil Brooks. I'm calling it AJ. Phil Brooks and AJ Lee. CM Punk. I really feel like it's going to be Punk and Jericho at Rumble. Like how that's a big match. Also, I'm going to counter that on the Chris Jericho stuff. There's a lot of stuff that Chris Jericho is going to probably do when he gets into WWE. He's going to work all the big shows. Expect him to work the WrestleMania 43 in Saudi as well. But don't be surprised if you don't see Chris Jericho and TNA working some. And also don't be surprised if you see Chris Jericho working in AAA as well. I do feel like this is going to be his last run. So there's going to be things that he wants to do to make sure that he gets to accomplish everything he wants to do. Also in 2026, we are going to have, this is going to be the year of AJ Styles retirement as well. AJ Styles will be retiring from WWE. He will finish out 2026. He may go into a little bit of 2027. I haven't been told that. I was been told that he will go to 2026. And I am also told that the career killer, Gunther, is going to be AJ Styles' last match. There's also, I don't think that, I don't think there's any other, like, there could be like a Brian Breaker or something like that, but I do feel like that's the way it's going to turn out. As far as AJ Styles retirement match. Also Bianca Belair, because I think there's been a lot of mixed construed information. First off, Charlotte Flair will have a big match with Jade Cargill at some point, but she will lose to Jade. Ultimately, Jade Cargill is going to WrestleMania and from what I was told, she will be going up against Bianca Belair at WrestleMania if she is back. I don't think they said she's not even had the surgery yet, so I don't really know. I haven't gotten full, complete details on that, but hopefully she has. If she hasn't got the surgery yet, then we still are a little ways from WrestleMania. But I was fully expecting a Bianca Jade WrestleMania match. Also on that front, while we're talking about Bianca, we will talk about her husband as well and the Street Profits. Look for them to get a heavy push around the Royal Rumble. And yeah, look for the Street Profits to get a major push. Also, as I've stated many, many times, when I said that the Usos were going to win the Raw Tag Team Championship, you can also look for the MFTs after they do this four-way match coming up this Friday on SmackDown in the near future, within the next month or two. Look for the MFTs to win those SmackDown championships. They are trying to put titles back on the Bloodline, and the Wyatts have held the belts for a while. So look for the MFTs to win the tag titles for sure. I've also so I'm looking at my notes. Just one second, guys. I'm looking at my notes. So there was something said maybe about a Karrion Kross return. I haven't heard anything about that. I think that you know, I don't know. I feel like it's possible. We haven't heard a whole lot. I would love to see Karrion Kross back in WWE, but they said they put his merch. Somebody said they put his merch back on the WWE website. I haven't confirmed that, so I don't want to put it out as confirmed. So if anybody in the comments can look and see, then obviously, yeah, that would be great if they do bring Karrion Kross back. But I don't know if that's what's if that's what's occurring. I know Corey Graves did make a reference on the last episode of the to Karrion Kross. So like I said, that's just rumors. I don't know anything about that for sure. But I will say, like, expect a big week this week. I do think that we are gonna see we're gonna see a big week. We are gonna see a title change Monday. Like I said, I've touched on everything. I really feel like is the big stuff, the call ups, like I said, the Britt Baker, everything that that has occurred with the Britt Baker situation. She could appear after NXT, after JC James match with Kendall Gray. So I do feel like Britt Baker would be the she's coming to WWE. But that's definitely some news. So I am about 38 minutes in. Like I said, expect a title change on Raw tomorrow. I'm going to open up the Q&A section now. So if anybody has any questions, I will leave it open for a little bit. Because that's really all I had. Like I feel like I've gotten everything in that I have written down in my notes as well, as far as what I needed to do and what I needed to call out, especially the Roman Rock situation. So I have a question. Are there any plans for Carmen Petrovich, like creatively, in 2026? So that is a good question from Wrestle Fanatic. As far as Carmen Petrovich, I have not heard of anything creative, majorly creative for her in 2026. I'm hoping that they are going to do something with her. I do feel like with a lot of the top lady stars from NXT moving up to the main roster to fill the SmackDown voids, that she could be one of the ones that could be in for a push. But there's so many on the roster that it's going to be very hard to do that. So yeah, as of now, I don't know of any creative plans to do that. But it is what it is at this point. But yeah, that's all I have on Carmen. Any further news that I get on her, I'll definitely let you know, because I know that you messaged me quite a bit in the DMs. You guys fire away. We got 15, 20 minutes left. I don't really have any more news. I've kind of put it out there, everything out there. I will, open up the stream to any questions. So I'll give it a few minutes to see. So yeah, anybody else with any other questions? Anything on the ring announcers? As far as I've been told, Gio, I think it's Gio. I just call you Gio. As far as I've been told, the ring announcers, I don't think there's going to be any changes. I do believe Alicia Taylor is going to stay on Raw. And is it Mark Nash or Mike Rohn? Is going to be they're going to stay in their spots. So, I don't see any changes as far as the ring announcers. They already announced the changes coming to they've already announced the changes coming to the announced team, but I do see Alicia Taylor staying on Raw. I think everything's staying the same as far as that goes. So, yeah. That's really all I have on that. Gio Fanatic, you guys hit me up all the time. So yeah. Any other questions? I'll leave it open for a little bit. Fanatic, Gio, you guys, this is y'all's time. I give it about 5 more minutes or so, and that will be it. Like I said, I was gonna leave 30 minutes for Q&A, but there doesn't seem to be a lot of questions. But you guys hit me up a lot in the DM, so like I said, I won't be answering any more questions. As far as the DMs, yeah. If you want to know anything that's coming up, I'm going to be answering on this show. Unless like there's a week where I don't do this show, then obviously I'll answer in the DMs. So yeah. I think that's fair. Because I just sometimes I like with me promoting my streams and having all these streams every week, all right, so we got another question. Any new PLEs for 2026? Not that I'm aware of. Have not been informed of any new PLEs for 2026, but they are on ESPN. They love nostalgia, so expect the unexpected when it comes to that. I do feel like we possibly could see something new, but I have not heard of a new PLE for the year 2026. So, yeah, as far as that goes. I know you and Wrestle Fanatic, y'all know y'all have a lot of questions, so go ahead and I'm gonna leave the stream up until about 50, and then I'll give you guys about 5 or 10 more minutes. Because like I said, we have 100 viewers in. A lot of people come in late. Hopefully, if you guys came in late, you can come back and you'll go back and watch the stream. As you know, I've given away a lot of information that's left to you know, be given out. So yeah. Come on, Wrestle Fanatic, Gio. You guys hit me up all the time. I know you guys got questions. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. So, like I said, we are going to see Dominic Mysterio back before the Rumble. So I know, like, I was listening up to Miami. Shout out to Miami and them. And shout out to Miami and the Final Boss Lady, the Unseen Bling Queen Final Boss Lady. That they were talking about on DW Radio. That's now on Spotify and Twitch. And also the watch along parties are going to be on Twitch as well, which I need to get a Twitch. I need to figure out how to handle all this stuff here. But they were talking about nostalgia and stuff like that. So that's something to look forward to. Geo as far as the PLEs, because you never know what they could bring back. And what I was saying was they were talking about DW Radio that it's been difficult because it's been really difficult because Liv and Dom have always seemed to be hurt on the same time. So we've had them together for a little while, but it's either Liv or Dom that's hurt. Liv. So I did get not an email, but a Twitter message. What's the plans next for Nikki Bella? I have no freaking clue. It was a heel turn. I don't understand why they turned her heel. I feel like she's still terrible in the ring. I do love Nikki. Shout out to Nikki. I just don't. I just think that I think that's I don't know what they're doing. She hasn't won a match since she beat Chelsea Green. I do feel like that's I don't know. I think that's a I don't know what they're doing, Nikki. If they're not bringing Brie back, I mean, I don't see Nikki Bella winning the world championship. If she does, I'll be really surprised. I think they need to bring Brie back. She was heavily rumored already to be coming back. And have Nikki and Brie have one last run in the tag team division, for sure. So, yeah. Don't really know Nikki. I don't think they know what they're doing. Another question from Gia: is Netflix releasing any old Raw episodes? Yes, they are. So if you guys go on Netflix, they are starting to release. Like I saw, like Crown Jewels, WrestleManias, everything that was stored back in Peacock, in the libraries and stuff like that, or in the YouTube archives and stuff like that. All of that stuff is eventually going to be moved to Netflix. That's a really good question. I think the Raw episodes are going to be last to get moved over there. But I don't know. We'll see. But yes, 100% we will see Netflix as well on there. So on the Raw, they will have all the Raw episodes at some point. I just want to say shout out to Miami the Great, CEO of DWE, and Greg and Director Reg, and After Slam Podcast, and everybody affiliated with Gimmick Table Media. I went to Miami. I was supposed to have the show debut last month or last year. But it never happened. And so I went to Miami about a week and a half ago, and I said, I got to do this. This is something I wanted to do. And he gave me the green light, and we got it cooked up in a week and a half. So yeah. All right, so shout out to Wrestling RUS podcast for reposting the stream. Chris Jericho, is Chris Jericho really coming? Yes. I know you probably just got to the stream. But I do think that Chris Jericho is coming to. He's going to be there Monday. He's already signed with WWE. They haven't announced it. I also announced that he's either going to show up after the CM Punk match, because I feel like we're going to get a CM Punk Chris Jericho match at Royal Rumble. I know everybody's pushing for LA Knight, but I don't think that's happening. I think that we're going to see LA Knight in the Rumble, but I think the ultimate two that it's factored down to win the men's Royal Rumble is going to be Braun Breaker or Roman Reigns. Or if I had to name a top three, would be Roman, Braun Breaker, or Sami Zayn, because Sami was rumored to win the Royal Rumble for the longest time, and then they started all this stuff talks with Roman Reigns wanting to get back into the title picture. So I think that's kind of knocked Sami Zayn down. But yes, to answer your question, Wrestling RUS podcast, Chris Jericho is signed by WWE. He will appear on Raw tomorrow night. Expect him to work the Royal Rumble. Expect him to work WrestleMania. I wouldn't be surprised, like I said earlier in the stream, if you don't see Chris Jericho on TNA, also AAA, and expect Chris Jericho to work WrestleMania 43 in Saudi Arabia. But he's coming back with a new character. So I feel like it's not gonna be like the list or any of that. Like they're Chris Jericho. You guys gotta understand, like, this Raw tomorrow is the 1 year anniversary of the Netflix debut, and they're also doing the Stranger Things. So like it's gonna be weird stuff, like all kinds of crazy stuff happening. I'm looking forward to seeing Liv Morgan and Lyra Valkyria. It's gonna be the first time Liv Morgan has a singles match since she's been back from her injury. Will they have someone coming to the Royal Rumble? Can you clarify that? Like, what do you mean by that? I'm not understanding your question. Hold up just a second, Gia. I'm getting back to this question. Will they have someone coming to the Royal Rumble? What do you mean? Like, a new superstar called up, or yeah, I mean, we're gonna see Sol Ruka in the Rumble. We're gonna see Chris Jericho in the Rumble, like back in 2019 Zombie match. I mean, never say never. Surprises, I mean, always surprises at the Rumble. I haven't heard of any big surprises. Like I said, I know Sol Ruka's in it. I know that Javon Evans will be in it. Trick Williams will be in it. Obafemi is going to be in it. I would expect Lola Vice, Jada Parker. I don't know. I haven't really heard of. I haven't heard of any like big names. So yeah. If I get like it, we still have a while. So like I will ask Wrestling RUS podcast. And find out for you. I definitely will find out for you. So, all right. Is the main roster setup getting changed? I haven't heard of that. Anything about that? That's a great question. I will ask on that. I have no idea. Honestly, I really don't. As far as I know, I don't think so. It's possible though. It's 2026. They're on ESPN. So yes, I mean anything's possible, Gia. All good questions, all good questions. But I don't have the answer to that, unfortunately. So, but never say never. Any news on the Big Show? So recently there was a lot of rumblings in the back that we could see Chris Jericho again. And I don't know, it's kind of faded off. Wrestling RUS podcast. I haven't heard anything else on the Big Show, but that could be a surprise at the Rumble. It wouldn't surprise me. There's nothing that surprises me anymore when it comes to WWE. So yeah. That's the news I have on the Big Show. I don't really there were some rumblings about a month or so ago, but I haven't heard anything else about the Big Show. So I get asked this question. I've probably been asked this question about 15 times. I know Gio's asked me. See who else? Wrestle Fanatic. He's asked me about 20 times, so it's a good question. Will they have a WWE draft? So the biggest plan was they were originally scheduled to have a draft. It was supposed to happen after SummerSlam. It was supposed to happen before WrestleMania. It was supposed to happen after WrestleMania. I do expect this draft to happen. Because WWE has come out and said that they specifically want to do this draft on ESPN. They want to make it like the similar type makeup like they do for like the NFL and stuff like that. So I would not be surprised if we do see this draft on ESPN. Now, when I thought it was happening after WrestleMania. I told Fanatics like, that I thought it was happening after WrestleMania. But unfortunately it didn't. But if it's gonna happen, it's gonna be on ESPN. Because I think they're trying to make everything look like they're trying to make everyone look like the NFL, like the NBA, like Major League Baseball. So like, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not gonna confirm that. But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Any other questions? Open it up for a couple more minutes. Give you guys a couple more minutes. Appreciate that, Greg. All right, Bob. I'm 2 more minutes, guys, on questions, and I'm gonna end it because we're an hour in. All right. Well, we are at the hour mark. It has been 30 minutes. I do appreciate everyone that tuned in. We're at 147 views. Shout out to the Wise Man, Bentu, Miami the Great. Thank you for helping me make this show possible. Reg, DW host, After the Slam, #1 call up. Wrestle Fanatic. I think that's my queen, Charlotte. Oh, that might be Carmen in your background. Looks like Charlotte. Gio, thanks for showing up. Shout out to Wrestling RUS podcast. Shout out, definitely Talking Up Wrestling podcast. Definitely give them a like and a follow on X and on YouTube, and also After the Slam podcast as well. He just had an episode, and I was on his episode. I was on his show not too long ago. I have to get After Slam on this show. After Slam, we need to get you on this show. Shout out to Wrestling RUS podcast. And shout out to Greg. All right, so I am going to go to 2 separate outros, and then I will be back, guys. Like I said, thank you guys so much. We have 150 people watching. This is a weekly show, so it's not like, you can't go back and watch. I'll see the comments on YouTube or X. I'll try to answer them. If not, I'll be back next Sunday at 6 p.m. One more question. Will there be any new members WWE Judgment Day? I don't believe so. No, I do not believe so. I think the Judgment Day has hit its peak. And I don't know. I can't see anything. I can't. I do see Finn Balor I know everybody keeps saying this, but I do see Finn Balor having a good 2026. But yeah, I don't think there's going to be anybody added to the Judgment Day. If anything, taken away. I think they're eventually all going to either turn on Liv or turn on Dom or both. It's the Judgment Day stuff has got to come to an end. For sure. Shout out to you. Thanks, TVP. I'm one of your biggest fans. Appreciate you, Wrestling RUS podcast. You are in a lot of my streams. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate you so much. All right, guys. I'm going to go to. Thank you so much, Wrestling RUS. That means a lot. I appreciate that. So yeah. I'm going to go to 2 separate outros. One that just made today. 2. I have 2 made for today, but I'm just going to play one. No, it don't. Let's go EVP. What do you mean, no? I don't know. It'll go on for a little while because we're going to have to see Roxanne and Liv and stuff like that. I don't think it's ending. I don't think we're going to see a new member, if that's what you're talking about. But, all right, guys, going to the outros. I have 2 new ones made. I'm going to play my original, and then one of my new ones is strictly for this show, and I'll be back to tell you where you can find me on my socials, which you can see it at the bottom of the screen already. Thank you, Miami, for that, and I'll tell you what I have coming up next.
Wrestling has more than one royal family.
There are a lot of podcasts out there, but only one with this kind of energy.
Welcome to EVP Show Recaps Predictions Sports. Let go, Show Recaps Predictions Sports.
In one podcast.
Welcome to EVP Show Recaps Predictions Sports. Let go.
Thanks for joining the EVP CJP. Tune in next Sunday at 6 p.m.
All right. You guys seen it. That's the new one. That's the Sunday Scoops one. Tune in next Sunday at 6 p.m. Do you guys want to see another tease of the other one, or do I want to save it for next week? Yes or no? Yes or no? Let's see what the comments are saying. You do want to see the one for next week. Okay.
Thanks for coming to Sunday Night Scoops, hosted by the Golden Boy of DWE, CJP. See you all next Sunday at 6 p.m.
There you go, guys. See you guys next Sunday at 6 p.m. All right. Appreciate that, Greg and Miami. Thank you guys for getting those sent to me today. As far as my socials, you can see it at the bottom of the screen on X, obviously at EVPCJP. Instagram, same handle at EVPCJP, lowercase on Instagram. On TikTok, if you see it all across the bottom of the screen, it's at Brady the Goat, GOAT 21, DA, not THE. Yeah, I'm pretty active on TikTok and Instagram with promoting my stream, so you can find me there. And last but not least, subscribe and like my YouTube channel. It's at the EVP Show. It's up in this corner right here, and also down here. It's at the EVP Show, and all looks great. You're welcome. Thank you, Gio, for coming in. You guys tune in next week because it'll be great. Thank you, Greg, for the videos and stuff. It looks great. Yeah, let's get back to the whoops. I don't know what I just did. Okay. But yeah, it's at the EVP Show on YouTube. Please, if you go back and watch the stream, please hit the like and comment button. And not comment, but hit the like and subscribe button on my channel and leave all the comments you want. I will get in there as soon as possible as I can to answer any and all comments that I have. And please repost the stream on X and also on YouTube as well, as it puts my stream and my show in the algorithm. It helps me build up subscribers and gets fresh new eyes and ears on my channel. So thank you again for that. What I have coming up next, guys, tomorrow night, 11 p.m. Eastern time, you can find me back here on the EVP Show for the Raw recap. It is going to be the 1-year anniversary. We're going to see Rhea and Io Sky going up as Kabuki Warriors for the Raw Tag Team Championship. Maxine Dupree defends against Becky Lynch. CM Punk versus Braun Breaker for the World Heavyweight Championship, and Liv Morgan versus Lyra Valkyria. And watch out for Chris Jericho tomorrow as well. Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern, me and the CEO of DWE, Miami the Great, will be back at 6 p.m. Eastern to cover Week 18 of the NFL recap. So you got to tune in for that. And at 10:30, I call it Doubleheader Tuesday, at 10:30 p.m. Eastern, Tuesday night, I will be back to cover New Year's Evil, where my queen, JC Jane, will be defending the Women's NXT Championship against Kendall Gray. We will also see Obafemi going one-on-one versus TNA's Leon Slater. Well, Blake Monroe going after the North American Championship, held by Thea Hill, and Tatum Paxley going one-on-one with Izzy Dame. That will be New Year's Evil. It's called the NXT New Year's Evil Recap Show, Tuesday night at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. So tune in for that. I will be off on appreciate that, Miami. Shout out to the CEO of DWE. I will be off Wednesday and Thursday. I will be back for Friday night. I know it's going to be early if you got a VPN and all that good stuff, but I will be back Friday night. I don't care what time it's airing. I'm not watching the show till 8 p.m. Eastern time. I will be back for the SmackDown recap at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Friday night. Remember, 11:30, not 10:30 p.m. Eastern Friday night. Cody Rhodes goes one-on-one with Drew McIntyre for the Undisputed Heavyweight Championship. 3 stages of hell. We're going to have a classic wrestling match, a Falls Count Anywhere, and an old school cage match. We're also going to see Trick Williams go one-on-one with Ray Phoenix, and 4 members of MFT going up against 4 members of the Wyatt Six. And then last but not least, next Sunday, episode 2 of the Sunday Scoops with the EVP. I will be back here at 6 p.m. Eastern. I know there is going to be a playoff football game on, so we're going to still do it. But there may not be as much news because I broke about a month's worth of news tonight, so it may be a shorter stream. It just depends on the news that breaks this week and what all happens this week during these shows. and then the amount of people with the questions. But I will be back next week at 6 p.m. Eastern, same day, same time. Shout out to DWE and Gimmick Table Media. And thank you, 207 people. That's 208 people that's live on my X, my Miami's X, and also my YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys tomorrow night, 11 p.m. Eastern, for the Raw recap of the 1-year anniversary on Raw on Netflix. I am the EVP from the EVP show and the Golden Boy of DWE. Good night, everyone.